What up guys, T-Temp from T-Temp Design and Savage Graphics, and today we're going to be showing you guys how to create your own YouTube background using Photoshop CS5. So what we're going to do is open the template and get started. First thing you want to do is grab your move tool by clicking on this little arrow right here. If you have your regular settings up, it'll look more like this, but since I'm on my small laptop screen, I just press the button to make it look like that. So yeah, first thing you want to do is grab this move tool and move these ruler lines up so you can't see them because we won't need them for a couple seconds, and when we do use them we won't need all of them. So just move these all up. If you do not have your ruler lines up already, Control R on your keyboard will pull them up and Control R will pull them away. So just use that keyboard tool and you can just have them come right on up. I think you can also move it up here, but I'm not sure on which one it is right now. I'll try to find it for you later if your control button's not working or something, but for now we're just gonna keep it the same. So finish moving these lines over. And now what you're gonna do is go to the bottom of this template, and I'll make sure to put this template in a link in the description so all you guys can have the exact one I'm using. And what you want to do is press background, double click twice, and wait for this new layer to pop up. Name it whatever you want. I'm gonna name it BG, and press OK. Now what you're gonna want to do is go over to your channel sections, and now we're gonna use these ruler lines again, and we're gonna put one on the left and right side, and we're also gonna put one in the middle. You know when it's in the middle because they'll lock into the middle. You might have to go over it once or twice, but you'll get the hang of it. And same thing for this one, it'll just lock in place. You find it. You may have to go over it a couple times, but there it is. Sorry if there's any background noise. My sister and mom are being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs right now. So you might hear them, but don't worry about it. Alright, so now what you're going to want to do is go to your background layer, get your mouse pad over this, and it'll say layer thumbnail, and press Control I or Command I if you're on a Mac. And what this will do is invert the color from white to black. And as you see, my friend Visual Alpha's online. Probably talk to him later. Shout out to Gravity because he wanted me to make this tutorial for him because he just got Photoshop and he wanted me to show him some stuff, I guess. So I guess you guys can thank him. And I actually did the wrong thing. Press Control I again. I actually did it on the channel sections when I was supposed to do it on the background layer. So don't make the same mistake I did and do it on the BG layer. So click on the BG layer and press Control I. And once this is done, you'll see that it's turned black. So now what you're going to want to do is create a new layer by clicking this icon right here. If you go over it, it'll say new layer. And you're going to want to grab your gradient tool. And this is a square icon with black to fading white little icon to it. And what you're going to want to do is switch your foreground color by double clicking on the black layer and switch this to white. And it's kind of hard because I'm using the mouse pad that came with my computer because my mom's using another one right now. So what you're going to do is click on this little arrow right here, and this will bring up some gradients. I have a lot of them downloaded, but the one we're going to use is a preset one. It'll be the second one, and if you switch your foreground color to white, it'll be right there. It's white to fading transparent. So what you're going to want to do is take the middle line, click and hold, and then just drag out about halfway from the center. And it usually doesn't take this long, but since I am screen recording with Camtasia, it'll take a little bit longer. Okay. Actually pressed the wrong button. So what we're going to do is Control Z on your background layer, and then unclick reverse. If you open my template, it won't be like this. I actually had this set from earlier, so yours should be fine. But since I had it set on reverse from earlier, I'm gonna have to do this again. So just wait for this to get done, and it'll be like that. Feel free to switch the size of this to your likings by pressing Control T, and you can just move this by just moving it down or up. Moving it down looks a little bit better. And then click your move tool again and press apply. Now what you're going to want to do is turn the opacity down by going over to your layer, pressing opacity, and just moving it all the way down to a good number. I think 31 looks nice, but we may go to 29 or 21. I think 21 looks nice too. So now what you can do is move these ruler lines back away again. And now you'll see the full effects of the background come through, which is one of the main components in this background. And I'll see how much time we have left in this video, because YouTube only lets you record 10 minutes. Alright, we have about 4 minutes left. So now what we're going to do is add some module effects to the channel boxes. That'll give it a nice look to it. So click on your channel sections. Wow. Press channel sections and double click this twice. Now I might have to do it again, or maybe not. And what you want to do is pull up this box. Now you want to pull it over so you can see the whole box. And this is your main effects layer styles. This is the main component in creating your background or designing a background. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of drop shadow. Switch the spread to 7. And the size to 2. Then we're also going to add a bevel and emboss. Switch the depth all the way up, size all the way down, and we're also going to add a stroke. And we're going to switch the stroke to 1, and that should be about good. And let me just make sure I did everything right. And then press OK. And hide this layer or these layer effects by pressing this little arrow tab, and it'll just make it smaller so it's easier to work with. Now what you want to do is change the color of the gradient if you would like. You sure don't have to, but I'm going to switch it for this tutorial. And you're going to add a color overlay. And as you can see, it already switched the color to red, which is the default color for color overlay. But you can switch it to anything you like. I'm going to switch it to a nice guess I'll switch it to a nice blue. Nice cyan color. And press OK. And I'm also going to turn the opacity up just a little bit. And turn it down a little bit more to about 29%. So now you've done your modules and you have the main color. Now you're going to want to add some effects to it. So we're going to make a simple effect since it's a simple tutorial by switching to your brush tool. Make sure your foreground color is on white and switch to your fuzzy brush or regular brush. Actually, this is the fuzzy brush. This is the regular brush. Get it down to a reasonable size of about 139. Make sure the foreground color is on white. The keyboard shortcut to pull up your brush options is F5, but I'm going to just go over here to brush options by pressing this little icon. And if your layout looks a little bit different to mine, switch it from essentials to painting, and it'll be just the way mine looks. And switch it from swatches to navigator, and it'll look exactly like I look, like mine looks. So what you're going to want to do is add shape dynamics, scattering, and transfer. Shape dynamic size jitter all the way up, scatter all the way up, and transfer opacity jitter all the way up. And then you can just press this button to hide it right here. Then what you're going to want to do is just move down. Control Z to undo this. Create a new layer and then do this. So create new layer, and you'll see it has this bokeh effect. And now what you want to do is set this to overlay, and then turn to opacity. I cannot talk today. Turn the opacity down to about 24%. And you see that has a nice effect to it. And I'm not making the nicest background just because I want to show you the guys like some of the effects you can use to make a background, like just messing with the layer styles and all those nice things. And 11.5. I'm about to stop the video and wait for part 2, guys.